municipal trash and recycling collection, the properties that we go on that are private properties, and there were 15 properties. I would add to that it's more than 15 times a week, because I suspect some of them are 5 times a week, some of them are 7 times a week or whatever, so it's more significant than just 15 stops. I think you recall that there was kind of 2 pieces to that last time. Ben made the motion, which we approved, tonight formally or whatever, on the frequency issue, and we deferred the going on private property thing. I don't believe that we should be trying to make a decision on this tonight. I think it's a complicated thing, but I'd like to have it. When I looked at this list, I gave it some thought, and I have some comments that are, I think, things that I would just like to get out there for people to absorb or whatever, if for no other reason. As I look at this, I think if we're going to continue with going on private property, I think we have to understand what the rationale is. Okay, why are we going on private property using essentially town labor to go in and pull it out, as opposed to the labor of the property owner to push it out? Okay, I don't know what the answer to that, but I think there has to be an answer if you're going to continue that practice. I think the second one is a question, which I don't expect Fred to answer tonight, but I think it's something we need to understand. Do all these properties use official town carts, as is the policy? I suspect there are some, based on my knowledge, that we literally go into sheds and pull stuff out of sheds and throw it into rear loaders and whatever, but that's a question. The third one is, if we continue this practice for these 15, would we entertain adding additional properties going on to, in other words, if you're doing it for these 15, it's back to the rationale and whatever. What does this cost? What's the incremental cost? Is it small stuff? Is it large? And a lot of that may depend whether it's 5 or 7 days, but I think you kind of have to understand that. One of my neighbors, just for what it's worth, I live in Great Boar's Head Ave. It's a private road. It's a gravel road. At one time, I'm told, I've lived there 10 or 11 years, I'm told at one time there was trash collection on Great Boar's Head Ave. It has not existed for the entire period that I've been there. Just for what it's worth, one of my neighbors wheels their carts probably the equivalent of, must be 100 yards or more.
I've seen it there plenty of times.
Yeah, to get to the bottom of the hill. So then that raises the question. Don't get me wrong, I'm not pushing to get my trash picked up. I'm perfectly happy to throw it in my truck and take it to the transfer station. But how do you, the rationale, from what I'm told, secondhand information, for stopping it on Great Boar's Head Avenue was safety or whatever. Right. So I guess my point is there is some precedent for stopping it that that goes back to the past, and then it's back to, if you do these 15, what's the rationale? How do you tell other people no? And those are just things that I think we're going to have to roll around in order to make a decision.
I think part of the answer to that question is we're going to inspect each one and find out why. Because I think we need to know that.
And there's a lot of input that has to come in here, so this isn't going to be anything that's going to be solved here without getting a lot of comment from the public.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. One more question while you're on that, if I may, Mr. Chairman. I noticed you got Depot Square there. If our trucks go around the road on Depot Square, we're already on the third party's private property.
Well, trash is picked up because it's a public health problem.
Okay.
Okay, and this when we pick up trash, we're picking up putrescible waste, which is garbage.
Right.
It's all mixed together. It doesn't. We go down private roads to do that. Taylor River Estates, for instance, is a private road. We go down that road to pick it up. There are
that piece of paper that you just had there.
some private roads in the town that we also go down, but the materials are placed out of the curb and we pick them up there.
And now the private road, though, at the Depot Square, isn't that all private around the whole square?
Yes, so is Taylor River Estates, and so is several others in town that we pick up from.
But that's a condominium association, whatever they call it, owns that. They all own that together, whereas Depot Square, it's owned by a third party. That's unrelated.
Well, not the whole square. There are several.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, I do, but we're not going to solve. I mean,
There's a lot for what we're talking about here.
I appreciate it being raised, but we're not going to solve anything.
And there's